it's Coreyemmah here. Ahoj, tady Coreyemmah. Hello, ich bin Coreyemmah. So, I had quite a crazy idea today to make a video in all three languages that I'm using on daily basis. A dostala jsem šílený nápad, že udělám video ve všech třech jazycích, které každodenně používám. Ich hatte diese verrückte Idee, dass ich mache ein Video in tschechische Sprache, englische Sprache und deutsche Sprache, weil diese sind drei Sprachen, das ich brauche jeden Tag. Und ich muss sagen, ich muss entschuldige mich, dass mein Deutsch ist nicht perfekt, aber ich lebe in Deutschland, so ich lerne und ich mag keine Komfortzonen, so ich möchte auch ein Video in deutsche Sprache machen. So yeah, we will get into it. I have here a few books that I want to talk about, and I will start with 3 books that are in Czech language, and I will talk about 2 of them in German because they are by a German author, and then we will move to the rest of the video, which will be in English. OK, takže mám tady několik knížek, které bych vám chtěla představit, které jsem si pořídila v roce 2019 a určitě bych chtěla tímto tedy poděkovat všem těm z vás, kdo u mě začali studovat, kdo si u mě objednali kurzy a díky tomu mi přispěli právě na část těchto knih. A začnu 3 knížkami, které jsou v češtině a potom budu pokračovat anglicky zbytek videa, ale 2 z těch českých knížek jsou od německého autora, takže o těch budu mluvit německy. So, ich habe hier Bücher, das habe ich gekauft dieses Jahr und ich möchte mit diese 2 Bücher starten und die sind in tschechischer Sprache, aber Peter Vorleben ist Deutsch, so ich möchte durch diese Bücher in Deutsch sprechen. Erste ist Tajný život stromů. In Original in Deutsch es ist das geheime Leben der Bäume. Was sie fühlen, wie sie kommunizieren. Und es ist eine Wissenschaft, aber es ist auch ein bisschen wie ein Märchen. Es ist wirklich atmosphärisch und ich habe das gelesen, wenn war ich in der Arbeit, wenn ich hatte meine Pause und ich habe mir gefühlt, wie ich bin im Wald. So, es war wirklich, wirklich toll. So, das ist die erste. Und danach, es gibt Moudrost lesa. In Deutsch, es ist der Wald ein Nachruf, wie der Wald funktioniert, warum wir ihn brauchen und wie wir ihn retten können. Und das ist ein Buch, das habe ich für nächstes Jahr. Und alle diese Bücher, ich glaube, es gibt 5 Bücher in Deutsch, so danach möchte ich andere kaufen. So, das war alles von deutscher Sprache. Ich hoffe, dass du hattest das geliebt und dass es war okay. Und hoffentlich auf Wiedersehen. So, potom tady mám knížku v češtině. So I will continue in the Czech language just for a little bit. Tady mám knížku po těchto 2 knihách českých, tak od Vladimíra Podborského, což je český autor, a knížka se jmenuje Náboženství pravěkých Evropanů. The Religions of the Prehistoric Europeans, der Religion der Ureuropäer. A tohle tu knížku, tak já jsem si hrozně moc dlouho přála, hrozně dlouho jsem jí scháněla. Je to archeologická, vědecká knížka, do které se hrozně moc ráda podívám ve chvíli, kdy mám dělat nějaký rituál spojený s nějakou specifickou evropskou kulturou, s Germány, s Kelty, se Slovany i třeba potom ty dřívější různé kulty, takže do té se moc ráda vracím pro nějakou inspiraci a pro nějaké zajímavé informace a můžu ji určitě vřele všem doporučit. Takže to jsou tedy knížky, které jsem si pořídila v češtině a teď se tedy vrhnu do těch zbylých anglicky. Okay, so let's jump into English finally, and we will stick with English probably till the end of the whole video. I might just have a few notes in Czech. And let's start with the books in the way I bought them, kind of in this kind of order. So the first one will be Advanced Witchcraft by Edine McCoy, which you might know very well from my channel because I made 5 videos about it in English. Udělala jsem o této knížce také knihy let v češtině, takže na to se určitě můžete kouknout, pokud nemluvíte anglicky. And yes, and I wrote also an article about it. Napsala jsem o ní také článek pro Femme Occulte, pro náš nový časopis, takže na tam vás určitě odkážu dole pod videem. And this article is so far only in Czech, but we want to translate it. We want to translate the whole magazine in which the article is. And the magazine is called Femme Occulte, and as soon as we'll be there, I will definitely let you know about it. So you can look forward for a little bit more information on this book. Then I have here another book, which is quite a tiny book, but I really enjoyed it. It's called The Little Book of Spells by Astrid Carvel, and this book was really well appreciated by me. It's divided by the spells connected to different elements. It's very inspirational, and there's also a little bit about the moon magic and a little bit about some basics. It's quite up to date, it's quite modern, but I really like it anyway. And there's also a little bit on how to work with eclipses, which you don't have in every book. There's like just a tiny bit, but always right to the point, always straight to the point, always telling you all the information that you really need to know. So I really like that this small book contains so much knowledge and wisdom. And about those eclipses, you have there also like the ways how to make like a solar eclipse water and lunar eclipse water and so on and so on. So I really like this book, and it's really inspirational for my rituals and for my charms. Another book that I have here, and I've just started it, is The Great Work by Tiffany Lazick. This is the book with which I want to do my Sabbath work through the next year, and I will be making videos about my progress, but probably in Czech language. Tohle je knížka, se kterou chci pracovat příští rok během sabatu, jako moji sabatovou práci, a budu o ní pravděpodobně tedy dělat sabatová videa v češtině. And this book, I really like it. It works with the 8 parts of the year and also 8 parts of the life, and it has different kinds of approaches. It has loads of prompts on like questions and on like writing and answering some topics and going deep with some topics. So I really can't wait to dive into it, and I'm really looking forward to work with it because I believe that the great work will be a great work to do. And yeah, Tiffany Lazick has here this kind of beautiful idea of some kind of energy called Knihy, and I really feel very good about it. It's a little bit connected with honeybees and honey, and yeah, so that's another book that I got, and I believe after reading the introduction that I can already recommend it, and I'm looking forward to work with it. Another one that I have here is called Witch, Unleashed, Untamed, Unapologetic by Lisa Lister. I can't really make my mind around this book. I've got somewhere here to the quarter, and it's really hard to chew for me. I don't know if I like it or if I hate it or what actually to think about it. So far, I figured that the author is trying to connect with women, is trying to connect with the female energy, and is trying to embrace the divine feminine. In the same time, I feel there quite a huge disbalance because of, for example, the great goddess is called Mumma Earth, while the great god is called Father Sky. And when we are trying to be whole beings, I don't think that's kind of correct, but correct me if I'm wrong, to view your mother like mumma and your father like father. I kind of feel quite loads of disbalance, and there's also loads of vulgarism, loads of nasty words inside of this book, which are absolutely not necessary. And I feel like if the author wanted to kind of be the strong woman and kind of manly woman, and that's really not something that I would find like healthy. But I found there are a few ideas that I like. I found there are a few prompts or few quotations that I really appreciate. So I'm slowly going through it, and we shall see where will it lead me. Maybe one day I will talk about it more, maybe not. Another one that I have here is Traditional Wicca, A Seeker's Guide by Tarn Mooney. It's a lovely book indeed. I know Tarn Mooney from her YouTube channel, and she's a traditional Wiccan priestess, and she wrote this nice book. I must say though that A Seeker's Guide is truly indeed Seeker's Guide only. There's, for me, from my point of view, only kind of basic information. It is really good to people who are really interested in traditional Wicca, who are new to Wicca, who are new to witchcraft in general, and who would just like to figure out what's kind of going on in the tradition in comparison to eclectic witchcraft and eclectic Wicca. But for me, the book didn't bring me any new information, anything inspirational, or anything that would be new educational for me, I must say, unfortunately. But for the beginners, basically, why not to make your mind if traditional Wicca is actually for you or not. It's kind of dry, as we call it in Czech language, not that kind of juicy, even though it has loads of information. It's not like fresh, but I think that's the thing with traditions and ceremonies, that they are kind of more structured and more tip-top in comparison to eclecticism and that kind of path that I'm walking on. So that might be my problem with it. Yeah, so that's another book. And now I have here 3 more absolutely stunning books that I can't wait to talk about with you. I will probably start with the biggest one, which is Encyclopedia of Witchcraft by Judika Isles. And I already have the Encyclopedia of 5000 Spells by her, and I was making a video about it because it was a book of the year for me, 1 year. Dělala jsem o této knize, respektive o její sestře, která je o 5000 kouzlech, video v češtině několik let zpátky v knihách let, takže to si můžete dohledat. And this book is absolutely amazing and stunning and great. I just can't stop reading it. And it's not the book to read from the front to the end. It's the book like a reference book. It's something into which you dive when you want to check on some specific topic. And in the end of that topic, you always have another paths and other leads on another parts of this book where you can look for more in-depth information. Absolutely love it. Also, in the end of this book is a really nice index. So in that one you can find the starting topic, and then you can just hop in and never end. I just totally love it. The topics that I've been through, I always write some notes by the pencil on them, so I know that I've already read it. I have here just a few on the Walpurgis, and yeah, Judika Isles is just absolutely amazing in creating these encyclopedias. It just totally works for me, even though, for example, there's not all the gods and goddesses that I would expect in this kind of book. It is still a huge compendium of the knowledge. The gods that are really important for witches are definitely included. So I can totally recommend this book. I'm really happy with that, and it is for me even better than the 5000 spells that I've read before that. Another one with which I will continue is the book Identity and the Quartered Circle, Studies in Applied Wicca. And I'm planning to read this book time to time during the year 2020. And it is again kind of a workbook which gives prompts for loads and loads of journaling. It's quite a psychological book connected to the quarter and the circle, and it's 4 quarters. So there's loads and loads of approaches. It has a really loads of writing in the table of contents, and I can't wait to go through it because this looks absolutely amazing. There's a lot of basement on the different psychologists like Carl Gustav Jung, Abraham Maslow, and many others. And there's also like symbolism connected to the circle, elements, and healing through the circle, healing through the work with the circle. So this is another kind of advanced book. It is probably the only book by Dorothy Louise Abrams, but it's just packed with knowledge. You can immediately see it. So this one is another one that I really can't wait to dive in, and I think that it will be quite a competition between the great work and this book, which will be my best book, the book of the year for 2020. And last but not least is Witchery by Juliet Diaz. It is a small book, but it's really nice and friendly, and I have really nice feelings from it. There's so much of positive vibes, and it will be another of my books for the next year. Apart from all that psychological and shadow work that is expecting me, I will also dive into this one to just witchy it, to just go that witchy way. And so far I've just read about how to anoint this book, and I absolutely love that idea, and I just simply love the vibe of this book. I love the format of it as well, that it's the shape that you can just throw to your bag and just go to the forest and read there. And it is supposed to connect you more and more with your witch within and embrace it. And I can't just wait for it. I think that next to those psychological and really like through the head things, even though they will sort loads of feelings as well, this will be that really intuitive part of my reading for the next year. So these were the books that I've got during the last year. I hope you enjoyed my short reviews to all of them, and see you soon!
Pokud se vám video líbilo, tak mu dejte like, odběr a stiskněte zvoneček, abyste ode mě měli všechny novinky z první ruky. Sledujte také můj Instagram, Facebook a blog Witchcraft Studies. Všechny odkazy najdete dole pod videem. Moji tvorbu můžete podpořit vstupem do některého z mých kurzů nebo jednoduše přes PayPal.